I'm doing my YouTube intro. I
Oh
don't
my
know how to
God.
start this. But
Oh,
hey
but here,
guys, what's going on? This is is it the Salt and Pepper or Pepper and Salt podcast?
The Salt and Pepper
It's the Salt and Pepper podcast. I'm Pepper, there's Salt.
Hello.
What's up? My name's James Pepper. Avalon
Eales.
Eales. I
got
was
it?
gonna be bad. I was like, oh
That's okay.
no, I'm gonna get this wrong.
If you got my last name wrong,
I would have been like, oh my.
I was called Eales the other day.
Eales. Ooh, that's fancy.
Thank you.
I like
Alexander Eales is my new name.
Alexander Eales. I like
kidding.
that. I like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're the Salt and Pepper. Yeah,
It's Salt and Pepper podcast.
Salt and Pepper
It's
podcast.
like a mouthful, though.
It's Salt and Pepper podcast. Say that 3 times fast. Salt and Pepper podcast. Salt and Pepper podcast. Salt and Pepper podcast.
Today we had Dr. T on the podcast talking.
Or we're
about,
going to have Dr. T. We're recording this.
Oh yeah, we're going to have Dr. T on the podcast.
It's not like that's already been recorded.
No,
okay.
we haven't even seen. I've never even seen him before.
Oh really?
I have no idea who this is.
I don't know who that is.
Yeah, we talked about the new building. Well, not the new building.
Yeah,
the old building that's being renovated.
The main complex.
I don't know if any of you guys have ever been inside of that building and seen the tiny elevator next to the library, but that thing is terrifying.
Oh yeah, I've been in it. It's a great.
You've been in it?
Oh yeah.
That's horrible.
Well, I mean, I've been on campus forever now. I'm like
Old.
I am an old student. I've been here since spring of 2018,
That's
I think.
horrifying.
I know. I've just never.
I was like, how old was I? Like a junior in high school.
You're a junior in high school. Well, yeah. I mean, there you go. I mean, I just keep coming back and doing more things.
Yeah, I don't know. I might come back.
You should.
Also,
you should do
to
that.
continue the podcast and make the paper.
You got to do that. You got to come back.
I'm excited for the paper.
Take basket weaving.
Ooh, that's a class here?
I don't know. I always make fun of it, but it probably, I don't know.
I know we have some random classes here that like you can just take.
I want to take we should take basket weaving together.
I don't even know, like, I feel like, okay, I have a story about that. Should I talk about that?
You have a story about basket weaving?
Yeah. So I work at the Edwardsville Arts Center.
Oh, yeah.
And we host like a bunch of classes and stuff. And I've worked there for almost 3 years now. That's
yeah.
Gross. I've worked there for that long. Anyway, not the point. But they hosted a special class, like a specialty class where you could make a basket and like have a basket weaving.
Yeah.
And, well, the lady we hired to teach the class is not actually a teacher. She's just a lady who basket weaves and had never taught anybody before in her entire life.
Awesome. Nothing can go wrong.
So everybody showed up to the gallery, and apparently it was a dumpster fire.
Oh, fun.
We got a complaint from every single person.
That's impressive.
It was an angry email, an angry Instagram DM, and an angry call, and then like a few more emails.
What did you?
Just like general complaining.
Did you just go in and start saying racial slurs or something?
So I guess.
Wow.
I guess she had just, I don't know. She didn't teach. She just made the basket and like expected them to follow along. I don't know if you guys knew this, but making a basket is a really wet process.
Oh, really?
You have to like dip everything in like a solution, like the wood, to like get it to be moldable, and then it dries in the basket form. And that's why it's
crazy.
Like shiny or whatever.
That's really
I had
funny.
never had
basket
so many
weaving, the wet experience.
about
That's so bad.
I have never had so many mean emails about a basket before.
Oh my god.
They were like, this lady was the worst. To be fair though, I get like a lot of mean old ladies that come in and complain.
But this is the line.
This is like about baskets.
Weaving.
That's we had a basket exhibition not that long ago where it was literally just an entire gallery full of ancient baskets.
That's really funny.
It was really boring. Don't tell them I said that.
It was
like there was nothing interesting about it. Okay, it was just like different baskets. One of them, the only cool one, was made out of money. And the other one was made out of syringes, which was pretty cool. But
That's
the rest
funny.
of them were like from 1500 BC. And I was like,
I mean, that's kind of cool.
It is cool if we didn't host children's classes in the gallery, because I was terrified that some kid was going to get paint on them or like fall over and shatter
Because they're like ceramic, I guess?
Some of them are, yeah.
Oh, boy.
And I was like, this is the worst. This is literally the worst. This is my worst nightmare. We did have a pot break on someone's head not that long ago. It fell off a shelf. She bumped her head. It fell.
Wow.
Completely shattered. It was crazy. That's also how I found out we did not have insurance on that pot.
Sounds great.
I was like, whoopsies.
Darn it.
Anyway.
But yeah,
sidebar about basket weaving.
Yeah, we love basket weaving. But yeah, so like basically the plan of our podcast is we're gonna just kind of talk about like campus stuff, what's going on.
Yeah.
We're gonna do some cool segments.
Speaking of campus stuff, I have events that I can talk about.
Ooh, yeah, go for it.
Go. To know what's upcoming on our campus.
I don't know what's considered when. I don't know exactly when this podcast is going to come out. If it's going to come out a little bit before or after. So that's the question. Is like, what events are you going to be happening?
Well, I know that Garden Club is going to be meeting on September 19th, and that is when the paper comes out.
Okay. So that might be today. So I don't know if we're releasing on September 19th, but if we are, go to Gardening Club. It's right now. You better run.
Well, no, it's the 19th. Well, yeah, I guess it would be.
If this is releasing on the 19th, you better run. You got to go right now.
Yeah, it's at 3. You got to go.
It's 3:05 for you right now.
As of right now, I mean, like, PTK is hosting its meeting on that day, too. Everyone's hosting their meetings on that day.
Just
on
September 19th. What is the day? Is that what day of the week is that?
Tuesday.
It's a Tuesday.
PTK, Pride Club.
Oh, boy.
Gardening Club. I think they're all at 3, so you're gonna have to really make your decision.
Why are they all at the same time?
Who the hell you want to go support? I know that Pride Club was having their elections this week. Also.
Oh my gosh!
So maybe we can announce who won.
Go!
I'm not. I don't know
who won.
I don't know. Well, they haven't. It's today.
Yeah, but not today's technically September 19th, Avalon. So
yeah. Whoopsies.
I don't know. Ask your local LGBT friend who's the president of the LGBT club this year.
Yeah, because
let's see here. I'm literally okay.
I'm looking at the campus calendar.
I'm just on Trello because I put them all.
You did?
So on the 13th, which might have already happened.
Well, yeah, it would be if this is coming out on the 19th.
But it might come out before. I don't know, really.
Well, I mean, when people are probably looking at this, it would probably be when the paper comes out.
Well,
but
if you're somehow listening to this before the 13th, we do got the staff faculty versus the students volleyball tournament that's happening.
What day is that?
That's the 13th, and that's happening from 2 to 4 p.m. at the Riverbend Arena. So that'll be pretty cool. I think, that's like the only thing that's happening. But I think the biggest one that's happening is gonna be Fall Fest, and Fall Fest is happening.
Fall Fest.
That's happening on September 21st.
Have they announced the theme for Fall Fest yet?
So I asked Isabel. So they don't have a theme for. They only have a theme for Spring Fest.
There's no theme for Fall Fest?
Nah, you just gotta do.
We should just make the theme like Halloween.
We just gotta make the theme Halloween.
What day is Fall Fest?
I think it's supposed to be.
I don't have any bars in here, or else I will let you know.
Okay, let me check. So it's gonna be on the 21st. The 21st is a Thursday. So this paper is coming out on Tuesday, so it'd be in 2 days from then. So it's like a Thursday.
Amazing.
So that's gonna be super cool. So everyone, please come out to.
Yeah. So we're gonna try to have a photo booth for Fall Fest.
I think that's the
maybe.
It's the maybe
right now.
We don't take our
don't quote us on that. We're gonna try to do a photo booth because why not? We want to win Fall Fest this year.
That's gonna be really hard.
I want to win Fall Fest this year. I want to repaint the big newspaper thing.
That's gonna be really.
I realize now after saying that I would have to do that next week if we wanted to have it done in time for Fall Fest.
Yeah, we should do that.
So
let's see, or no, not next week. I think we have another week before that, right?
No. Yeah, we do.
Yeah, we have.
Okay, well next week. Well, I have to strip it next week and then paint it the week after.
Yeah. So Fall Fest is going to be taking place from.
I think it's 11.
I literally wrote the wrong time down on Trello. That's awesome.
Did you really?
Yeah.
If you didn't know, the bridge uses Trello for everything.
Let me see here.
Everything.
Did I put it in?
Oh, our socials are active as of this week.
Oh my gosh.
We have posts to post. So everybody get excited, please.
Get excited, please. Please, we're begging you. Be excited.
Yeah.
I literally wrote the wrong time down because it says it starts at 8 a.m. and I know it doesn't do that.
I think it starts at 11. It usually starts like at 11 or 12.
Is it 11
because
or
there's like food.
Is it 10 though? It could be 10.
There's no way. Here, let me look. I have the bridge calendar now.
Okay, you check. But yeah, so
it is when is it again? The 21st.
The 21st.
I'd say from 11.
It starts at
It's
11.
at 11 to 2. It's only 3 hours long.
That's kind of crazy.
It says games, free food, and a DJ.
Mm-hmm. And all the clubs always come out and have it. So yeah, it's a really great time. So if you've never been to Fall Fest before, some of the new students here.
If you go early at 11, you do get a free shirt.
Really?
Every year I have them.
Oh yeah, well they always give free things out to everything. So yeah.
Shirts and I don't know. They were giving out packages of self-care items last year, which was pretty cool.
Oh yeah.
There's usually a cartoonist, a balloon animal guy, and like.
Oh yeah, a caricaturist.
Yeah, I don't know how to say that.
But yeah, the little funny.
There's long lines. I will say, if you go early, there's long lines, but it is cool.
It's a fun time. You get to just kind of see a lot of cool things, and they always have a competition for like the best.
Yeah, the best. Vote for us.
Vote for us.
Vote
no,
for
it's not
me.
even a vote. It's like they have judges.
They do.
Yeah,
well,
they do.
Maybe they watch this. Vote for us.
Vote for us,
please.
Vote for us, and we will call you awesome in the paper.
Yeah.
Not.
I'll promo you.
It'll be super cool. But yeah, it's always good. It's always a great time. I think the winner gets like $50.
I thought first place gets $500.
I don't think it's $500
for their club or whatever.
I don't think it's $500.
Spring was $500 last year.
There's no way.
It was like for their club though, like whatever club won.
I know they're all for their clubs, but there's no way it's $500.
Maybe.
I don't think so.
Asked him.
Maybe.
He was literally.
We'll have to double.
Oh, I mean, we haven't seen him.
I mean, we haven't seen him yet. We'll ask.
We're
gonna definitely forget to ask him when he totally comes in later.
Yes, we will.
We will not even mention it in the slightest.
No. Yeah, I think that's the only big thing that's happening campus-wise right now. Like, there's no events really until like September.
Yeah, because I think I'm looking right now what's open assignments. We do have there's some stuff in October. They have the video game day on October 2nd.
What is video game day?
So basically, what they do is it's in the Hathaway.
I can't see it because of this big monitor.
Well, I mean, I think a lot of times. Oh, we should probably say where Fall Fest is gonna be. It's always in the quad. So if you know, like here's like the main. Yeah. The main campus and then the math and science buildings over here. It's like in the middle.
Like in the middle of everything.
It's in the middle of everything.
You know where that one statue of like Sacagawea is?
Or yeah, it's like over there.
Or like the fountain. It's like kind of like past that, just like coming down.
If you play Pokemon Go, go to the Pokestop. Or no, it might be a gym. Go to the gym that's the 5 walking figures, and it's right there.
We have Pokestops here?
There's so many. Every single statue is a Poke.
Are you serious?
Yeah, it's insane. This is literally the best place.
I should take.
You can. There's literally certain places. I used to be in class and stand next to like 2 Pokestops, and I would just sit in class and just spin it every 5 minutes. Wow. And I would just get items.
Most of my classes are online now, though. Are your classes?
I have surprisingly. Well, okay, I have one that's like I could go online, but I go in person because I know if I go online, I'm not going to pay attention at all.
Fair.
So, but yeah, besides that, everything is in person, so I like it. So
I have all mine are online right now, except for one that's a blend flex course, which I actually can't go to because I signed up for the online version and then she canceled it. So, but I asked her if it was okay if I didn't go on Thursdays because I have work on Thursdays.
She's like, yeah.
And she was like, yeah, but I have an in-class assignment due on Thursday now, and I don't know how the hell I'm going to do that if I don't go to class. So because I work during...
Just go to class in spirit.
The in-classes, so I'm just going to do it tonight, and hopefully that's fine, because I have no idea.
You should do
it's a cover contest. I want to win again.
Ooh, that'd be fun.
Well, it's a different one than the one I already won, but I just want to win every contest on campus.
Avalon's won so much. I've seen her portfolio. She's got like a bunch. So if you guys ever need any graphic art design... hook up ask Avalon, she's great.
Yeah,
but yeah,
take me forever.
But Fall Fest is going to be in the quad area there. It's kind of like, you guys know where like the walkway from the main complex to the math and science building, there's like the water fountains and stuff. It's in that area.
Yeah, you can usually hear the DJ, I'm not gonna lie to you.
Yeah, you're not gonna have an hard time.
Yeah, you're not gonna have a hard time.
Just like walk on campus for like 5 minutes, you'll find it.
Yeah, literally.
But if it does rain, they do have an alternate place, and they're gonna put it in the Riverbend Rec Arena.
Yes, they are.
So that is...
Weather's looking good, though. So.
Yeah, it should probably be fine. But if it's not for whatever reason, it's in the back. So, like, here's the math and science building, like, right here. If you're audio only, sorry, I can't help you. So it's, like, math and science. And then to, like, the right of it is, like, the Riverbend Rec Arena.
Hopefully they'll, like, I've never been in there.
I've been there. It's pretty cool.
I'm sure they're advertised. They usually post like flyers and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I know everybody's been itching for Fall Fest. I didn't know there wasn't a theme though.
I think they do it for Spring Fest.
That's so boring.
That's so.
Last year's theme for Spring Fest was space, and I was disappointed because it was boring. Also, nobody who won was space themed.
I don't think anyone did space themes. So.
I did space theme. PTK did space theme. I made a game that was space theme, and it blew away because I didn't think about it being windy.
That's really funny.
It literally blew away. I came back to the table and it was gone.
It's always. I feel like Fall Fest and Spring Fest is always windy. It's like every time. It's everything wants to
Fighting
blow.
for my life, for real.
That's how it always is. It's really funny. But yeah, it's always Fall Fest is really always a fun time.
Yeah.
So definitely come out. It's gonna be a great time.
I think they're doing another Lewis and Clark Homecoming, aren't they?
They are, I think. Let me see. I don't
Because
think
that's like coming up also. It's right after Fall Fest, isn't it?
I don't have it on here. I didn't get it from student activities because Isabel gave me a list, so we'll have to double check on that one.
Yeah, we'll have to ask.
Um,
It's like a dance.
Yeah,
like what
it's
you
fun.
would do in high school, but in college.
Yeah. So
I know sports are all starting up again too.
Yes.
So if
go-
you are
go
interested in
Blazers.
sports, even though I have no idea what any of these things are, they are starting.
Yeah.
Next week.
So go support our support our homies.
It is also the week for dropping classes without.
Did that pass already?
It passed.
It passed.
So
So
you will
if
now
wanna-
have to pay to drop your class.
That sucks. Don't just. Everyone that's watching this podcast is probably super smart anyway, so it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, exactly. Just take it.
If you're a listener to this the Salt and Pepper podcast, I'm gonna mess that up every time. SP podcast. If you're a listener to the SP podcast, then
There you go.
you're super smart. You're gonna be fine.
Yeah, it'll be
Don't
good.
worry about it. But yeah, it's gonna be super cool.
Yeah.
Game day, October 2nd.
Oh wow.
That
What-
is going to be
Is that just like a bunch of games?
So the way they do it is it's gonna be in Hathaway Hall Gallery, the Hathaway Gallery.
Where the exhibitions are?
Yeah. So if you're going in, if you just go into
Favorite part about the gallery, it's also a gym.
yeah, if you go into Hathaway Hall from the backside, like the side that's facing the Math and Science building, and you just go in that way, you're gonna be fine. You'll get there. It's
Yeah.
like basically right there, and they have they always hire like this company that brings in like projectors, and then they have like Wii's and Xbox 360.
I've actually never been.
It's pretty fun. It's a fun time.
Yeah, that sounds cool.
They've done it
They should
2
have
years now, I
They
think.
should have somebody that rents in like arcade games. 'Cause
That'd be
that would
sick.
be amazing.
That would be super cool.
I would literally, I'd pay to go.
I think literally last year. The thing is, they don't have like new consoles though. So like, I literally brought in my Switch and then just like unplugged one of their consoles, just plugged in my Switch into their projector, and it's great.
Oh really?
Yeah,
Is there a lot of people that go?
yeah. There's like a good amount. They have free food and stuff as well. So
Nice. Oh,
it's technically ran by student activities. I think the video game club
really?
helps with it a lot as well. So
yeah.
yeah, it's a fun time.
That another thing in campus news. Oh man, did I just forget?
You just forgot it. How could you?
It was important.
Oh no.
Well, it couldn't have been that important if I forgot.
We do have the and then so there's video game day and then there's game day.
Game day is like
It's more like
physical activity.
yeah.
right?
So the thing
Okay.
it was saying that it's gonna have ping pong, spades, which that was kind of a fun one to advertise the game Spades.
I don't even know how to play that.
It's like a card game. It's like a card game you play with
Oh.
a playing deck of cards.
That's what I thought. I just what
Yeah.
if it was something
That's
different.
interesting.
'Cause
When
game
I
day
saw-
sounds like I don't know.
No, but yeah. So they have ping pong, spades, Uno. I hate Uno.
I love Uno.
I hate
You're
it.
just bad if you don't like
No,
Uno.
I
You're
actually
just bad at it.
I actually won a game of Uno.
What, like one time?
like a few days ago, and it was super awesome.
Me and my siblings, we have the Uno that like spits at you, like spits cards at you. So like some of us will end up with like 27 cards or something like that because we're brutal. We gave we'll do like a times like 6 on one of us, and we're just like done for the whole game. And
See, I don't like that. It's like I feel like you just have bad luck and you end up with 40 cards in your
yeah,
hand.
well,
It's
my sister is young and is obsessed with Roblox right now.
Oh,
But she's
no.
been playing like Uno Roblox, so it's literally just like online Uno, and she'll like be like, Avalon, do you want to play with me? And I'm like, yeah, okay. And then like you can like set up your own rules because it's online.
yeah.
And it's like automated. And let me tell you, I have never been so afraid of an 11-year-old in my whole life. She gave me like a plus 17 or something, because she kept
What?
we had like a bunch of like plus cards, and then I don't know, it was horrible, and then I lost. She's mean. We can have her as a guest.
That'd be really funny.
She's really funny. We'll get the young people's perspective.
Will be on in a bit. I'm texting Isabel about the SGA meeting that I'm just gonna be late to, and that's okay.
Oopsies, I forgot. I guess I'm going with you because I'm here.
Oh, that's bad. So they're gonna have that. I literally just.
When is SGA meetings if people want to go?
I don't know if it's okay. I think it's like every other week is the public one, and then they have the exec one every week. I think. Don't quote me on that. I don't.
You're right.
know.
The answer is you're correct.
I am always right. Never doubt anything I say. Totally.
So you are right. The executive meetings are every week, and then every other week is the public meetings. So this week is the executive meeting, and next week on Wednesday, whatever day it is right now.
It's Wednesday.
Will be.
By the way, we're recording this on the 6th. So if we say some like weird dates thing, just go from that perspective. Yeah. So yeah, they're every Wednesday one, and they normally have them in the Hathaway Hall pool overlook.
Okay, I didn't know we had a pool overlook until the other day. That's also where QSU meets. And
really?
Chess Club.
Chess Club? Wait, so is Chess Club happening this year?
I have no idea.
Yeah,
I assume yes.
I'm interested in that.
Keegan is the president.
Interesting. It hasn't started yet. The SGA music hasn't started 7 minutes into it.
I'm sure they're going to start late. It's fine. Isn't she the president, Isabel, right now?
Isabel's the president of student activities. I don't know who the president of SGA is.
I don't know. It was David.
David graduated like a year. I think it was Robert.
We're besties on Facebook.
There you go.
Because he doesn't have other socials like an old man. I'm like, wow.
I don't know, man. But yeah, so the game day happening on October 17th. It's happening on October 17th. And I don't have the date for that either because for some reason it says 8 a.m.
I'm sure it's at 11. Everything is at 11. If you ever need to go to like a campus event or something.
I wrote it's 11:30.
Literally, just assume it's at 11.
But this one's weird. It starts at 11:30 and it goes to 1:30.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
I just show up for everything at noon because I know it's right.
Well, there you go.
Because, like, why not?
So from 11:30 to 1:30, it's going to be in the Commons, and they'll have ping pong, spades, Uno, Connect Four, and they're going to have walking tacos. And I think walking tacos are sick. They kind of slap. So
yeah, they do slap.
So that's going to be kind of fun. They're going to have, and they've had some other stuff. I do know last year for the game day, they had these like bouncy horses, and you like rode
is that
on
when you took the picture that you didn't take and then
yes. Oh, that was terrible.
So
literally,
you go ahead.
Yeah. So okay, I was covering that event. I'm a photographer, so I was covering the event, right?
We didn't talk about what we do on the bridge.
Yeah, we'll get to that after the story. Bet. Okay. So so I covered that event, right? And there was one event going on where they were doing these races with these horses, right?
They're like, aren't they the bouncy ones? Like
they're like
children?
bouncy horses. I mean, they're big. I mean, they weren't like small for us. Like they worked. And I was like, I want to compete. So I handed Isabel my camera, right? And I was like, just take a photo of me or something. And I got like a really good photo, right? Mm-hmm. And so this whole thing happened where there was like a miscommunication because I had put Isabel down as the person that took that photo, and then they got that name, and then they accidentally put Isabel's name on the report for that, and it was in the paper, and it was a whole mess. But it is what it is. It happens.
It's okay. The paper's always kind of a mess.
So read it though. It's a good paper. Great paper.
It is a good paper. Especially the last editions are still floating around campus, and you can find them everywhere.
Yeah, go check out some of the places.
There's games in the back, which is my favorite part.
So yeah, it's always a fun event.
Let's do a quick intro really quick of what we do for the bridge. We both work for the bridge.
We have just not said who we are.
Yeah. Well, we said our names.
We said our names.
We just didn't say like anything else. So James, go ahead and list your occupation.
My name is James Pepper. I work for the bridge. I am a photographer, and I am the distribution coordinator. So
what is a distribution coordinator?
The distribution coordinator is the person that is in charge of making sure that all of the like the papers get to where they're supposed to be, like, and all like that they're distributed correctly, right?
Yeah.
So that's gonna be super cool.
Where else do you work, Pepper?
I work at a laundromat. It's like super cool. Yeah. I'm very cool like that. But yeah, the bridge is like a big job for me. And then I'm also a big photographer. If you've seen me at any events, I'm like taking photos of everything.
If you need photography, to hire James.
Yeah, I do have my own personal business, so check me out. It's Pepper Photography STL on Facebook. Little slight plug.
Yeah, man, you could link it.
Hey, yeah, for
Yeah.
sure. But yeah,
Cool.
but you're the cool person, the cool person.
Yeah,
So
I've been on the bridge forever.
I've been on them for only a year.
I started 2 years ago. I started as just making comics, and then I started making graphics, and then I became the social media manager, which was the worst thing ever. I'm not good at managing people social media wise. Like, I just want to do the social media.
Yeah. Just like give me the content and I'll put it out.
I guess first I ran the Twitter, and then I coordinated everything, and then I decided I didn't want to anymore. And then the next year, because I was in the same year, two different jobs, and then I applied to be layout editor, and when we got approved to print, and then I've been doing layout for a year now of making the paper. So I lay out the entire paper.
So like the way that all the paragraphs and the photos are put on the paper, that's Avalon's doing.
Yeah, the masthead, literally everything. I create the paper.
Literally, we just give her like Word documents with articles, Flickr albums, and then she puts everything together.
I lay out the paper. That's what I do.
Nice.
I also work for the Edwardsville Arts Center, which is a gallery in Edwardsville that's connected to the high school right now.
That's very cool.
It won't be in 6 months.
How fun.
We have no idea where we're going. Super fun, though. I've worked there forever. I started as an intern, actually.
Yeah.
I started as a high school intern, and then I got hired on because they could not function without me anymore because I just did too great.
Yeah.
And that was it. But anyway, I guess we could segue into the Dr. T segment.
We could. Let me see. Is there anything else that's super happening? Make sure to check out the paper and stuff. That'd be super cool.
Yes, the paper will be printed by the time this comes out.
Yes. You might be seeing this podcast in the paper.
Yeah, we'll have campus events. We'll have just like a bunch of stuff. A letter to the editor. We're having a competition. Having a few different competitions in the paper. If you're a writer or anything like that, we're going to have a couple of opportunities for you guys to get published or things like that. So if you write short stories or anything, literally anything, if you're a creative person, be on the lookout because we are contesting. We will also be announcing the winner of the Cutest Pet contest from last semester.
That's exciting.
We have all the votes. We had about 16 entries, which is pretty good.
Huh?
So, yeah.
Nice. That's exciting. That's going to be super cool. So, guys, make sure to go check out that. And, yeah, so I guess we're going to segment into Dr. T coming in. So.
Yeah. This is where the transition will be when Avalon makes it.
Woo. Okay, guys, we are back and we are here with Dr. T. And how do you say your last name? Because I always
Traska. Just the Z is silent.
Traska.
So
it's like Alaska, but it's Traska.
It's a tricky name.
It is a very tricky name. But yeah, so we got the president of the college.
Yes. Happy to be here.
Very big shot. We got a big celebrity here. What's it like?
Campus.
Yeah. Oh, you might want to move your mic a little bit closer.
Like to my mouth?
I like to keep it I give it like about an inch or two.
Yeah, I have a habit of moving around too much, so
Try it. Yeah, the closer you talk to the mic, the better. I have one of these mics at home, so.
All right.
They're very, like, the farther away, it gets funny.
All right.
So, but yeah, how'd you become the president of the college? How'd you end up joining us?
So I was president out in Kansas at a college called Seward County Community College for a little over 5 years.
Oh.
And I've always had some roots in this area. Actually, I've owned a home in the area for about 20 years. I used to work over at St. Louis Community College. So when this kind of opportunity came on the radar, I said I want to put my name in the hat. Not because, I had a actually remarkable experience in Kansas. Great team, great community, great college. But really my heart was more in the Midwest, so to speak. So put my name in the hat, and frankly, just went through the process,
Wow.
and interviewed, and essentially a couple months, later, kind of
They just liked you, and they're like, yeah, let's do
kind
it.
of went through the process and interview with the campus and the board at that time, and it's all kind of coming together. I mean, we've got a great, as you both know, being students here, we've got a great college and
Yeah.
and great opportunities for us to continue to do some really amazing things. So yeah.
So this is your third year?
So it's kind of crazy. So it was,
Really?
the first year or so was a blur because we had, COVID still kind of hanging out.
Was that
We had-
2021? Was it?
I got here in September of 20.
Oh, okay,
So,
okay. Oh,
yeah,
great.
and then
Yeah.
when we went to reopen sort of in August of 21, we had the some main complex issues because in part that building had been closed so long, but there were kind of more longer term issues there. So we had to close the main complex, and then that led to kind of reframing our strategy to work with the state to get funding, which we ended up getting $50 million approved to basically remodel that building, which we're in the process of planning, et cetera, now. And then, of course, if you were around, you remember that November during Thanksgiving of that same year, we got the cyber attack.
Is that
And
21?
21 already,
Yeah.
Has it been 2 years already
It's
since
been-
that?
yeah.
It's been a while.
And then,
my
that
gosh.
shut us down effectively for a month or two, and then kind
remember
of
that.
softly started to open things back up. And actually probably last fall we were just kind of still getting over some of the kind of aftermath of that. But
That's
so and then
crazy.
3 years kind of flew by, but
Yeah,
we
I
had our ups and
remember
downs.
that. Like,
Yeah.
nothing. I remember that cyber
was-
attack like yesterday.
It was really sudden. I remember getting asked about it and being like,
Yep.
I have no idea.
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
like, oh, cool. I don't have to go to class today or something.
Well, it was
Yeah.
during Thanksgiving weekend. I was in Albuquerque, New Mexico with the family, and
Oh,
and
wow.
it was
Oh my
like it
gosh.
totally interrupted.
Like your whole family Thanksgiving.
Yeah, I mean, no, it really was. It was, because
college
you
literally
sort of
just
lead from a
exploded
distance
while
and-
you were gone.
Yep. And so we just had to pivot and try to get everything in order, and we did. I mean, it took some time and energy, but it's all part of the process, right? So
It still sucks though. It's like everything, all of it's now so secure to the point it's like obnoxious.
yes,
I had
Good though.
it is good, yeah. I had to change my password at the beginning of the semester, and it was like a 30-minute ordeal because
Yeah.
it's like, oh, it's,
or you forget your password
Oh,
like me all
my
the time,
God.
and it's
well,
like
they make you
reset.
change your password.
Yeah.
I'm
You
the
have to change
worst
it.
at remembering my passwords. I
Oh
always
my
use like the
gosh.
same few, which I know is dangerous.
Yeah, it's
but I
dangerous.
just I don't remember them, and then
I'm the
I
same
had to.
way.
They don't let you do variants now anymore
Nope.
either, because you have to be like super. Yeah.
Really? I was
Yeah.
able to do variants.
Well, you can only do like a certain like you can't do like the same like first word or the same.
Really?
Yeah. So you have
Oh,
to change
wow.
like 95% of it, which is fine. I forget all the
sucks.
time, and then I'll have to change it again, and they're like, "You already used that." I'm like, "I did. Is this the one I used?"
Password managers are really going to be the way to go. You kind of
there
got.
you
You're
go.
going to have to start moving to just password managers that just keep everything under lock because.
The problem with password managers is that I forget the password for the password manager,
Oh,
which also happens frequently. And then
just
I don't
gotta write it down, put it in your desk somewhere.
know. Sticky note.
Yeah, I know. Then you lose the sticky note. Then what do you do?
Yeah,
You
literally.
know?
Yeah, exactly.
So you started in fall of 20. That is the worst
just
time to become
peak
president.
COVID.
That is.
Yeah, moved it was crazy.
Oh wow.
I remember when I showed up, there was literally nobody here. I mean, I was like, I probably should show up the first day, and pulled up, and
No one was
there.
I mean, there
No one
was really nobody on campus. I mean, a handful
Wow.
or so of folks because just where we were at that point. But it was
Yeah.
interesting. And then you kind of just move forward. I mean, a lot was virtual, but I mean, in retrospect, it's all fine. I mean, it's come together. It's been 3 years, but it's been a good 3 years overall. I mean,
Yeah.
some ups and downs, but that's all part of the process, and we're trying to progress as well as a college. So that's a
Yeah.
good thing. So
Yeah, I mean, it works out really well. And you've been a really good president as far. You've been a lot more. I don't even think I know
feel like
the last
involved
president.
I think you're the most involved president this community college has probably ever had.
If you ask me right now who the last president was, I have no clue.
Yeah.
The last president was Dale Chapman, Dr. Chapman. He was here for quite a while and did some really good things. But I mean, I think everybody has their own style and approach.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I like to be engaged and involved with the students to make sure that, you know,
things
get to know all of you, but also just to be able to do things like this and support you and your sort of journey to go on and do even more amazing things when you leave here. So, so, and I hope to be here for a while and keep things moving in a great direction, but appreciate the compliment as well.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I know you got a podcast yourself. Want to talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, the No Box podcast with Dr. T, and the kind of the concept of that is, it's a bit cliche, I think now, but it's sort of that concept of, you know, we're always told to sort of think out of the box, and, you know, the sort of idea is just eliminate it, you know, or
just no box.
Just there's no box. Why restrict ourselves to a box? Let's just think. And so I brought in, I've had, I think, 3 episodes at this point. Should hopefully have a couple more coming in October, November. But I've had a colleague of mine who's a community college president out in Colorado. I've had Dr. Arthur Levine, who is kind of an expert in sort of, you know, authority, so to speak, around competency-based education, and just kind of this refreshed model of education and access, and kind of what that looks like and sounds like and feels like for students and the team. And then I had a gentleman named Nick Anderson, who was actually my very first boss way back in the day.
Wow.
And so he was on, and but we really talk about trends in education, just talk in general about what's happening within our own organizations, and sort of how we can continue to contribute in good ways to make your experience really as students better, whether it's in the classroom, outside the classroom, in the community. So, but it's fun. I'm still kind of working out the kinks on my podcast, and Mike, you know, Lemons, who our station manager and director of the program, has been awesome.
Shout outs to Mike Lemons.
Yeah, man.
Literally amazing.
Helps us with everything.
Yeah. And
so good.
But you know, as you know, it's just, there's little tweaks and little things you can finesse, and you know, and I've actually gone to maybe looking at, like, maybe being a bit more conversational. It is, but I have some structured questions, just because sometimes people I bring in, they're like, you know, then they're
very structured.
The questions beforehand. Yeah. Now I've got some folks I'm going to be bringing in that I know a little bit better, that would be a little more perhaps free flowing, but and then of course the frequency of it. So I've been doing it like one every month or two, and I'd like to do actually one every month, or one every week. Mm-hmm. So then it's a regular thing. So it drops like every Friday at noon. There's a new podcast, and we might record 4 of them in one day, but then they just drop every week, which is kind of perhaps the strategy, rather than going live or something, which would also be cool. But so I do have my own podcast. Yes, I do.
Yeah, you think that's going to be? Is your podcast, you think, more like highbrow, more for like educators, and or do you think it is going to be kind of?
Yeah, I mean, it was sort of framed that way, but I'm kind of leaning, maybe going to shift it a little bit to be more
casual, more student.
Yeah, I did a podcast in my last place called it was called the No Door Leadership Podcast, and I had 3 seasons, and unbeknownst to me, it apparently was pretty popular. I did not know.
You didn't know your own podcast?
They're like, I just heard your last episode. I'm like, really? You listened to my,
Wow.
You know? So, so I did that, and that's kind of where the idea for this one came. I've always enjoyed podcasting and just kind of communication and this kind of vibe here, so it's good. Yeah. I might have both of you on my podcast.
That'd be
so
really
great.
cool.
A student perspective. Yeah, we'll do it. We'll do it. I'll call your agents and I'll get you booked. All right. So.
Oh, nice. So, like, my question, like, kind of is like, so if, let's say you have this guy, I don't know, like Jim, right, and he's just a student at Lewis and Clark, and he's going to like his math class or whatever. You think he's gonna be someone that's kind of interested in your podcast, or
probably not?
Probably not. That's fair, and that's fair.
I would say that there's opportunities within the structure of the podcast and the tone of the podcast where perhaps that could happen. Where, depending on the guest, depending how we promote it, and I mean, that would ultimately be the goal, to try to create a space where everybody has, perhaps some interest in sort of what you're talking about, because it's relevant to them. So
very cool. Very cool.
Yeah.
Really flexible.
Yeah. I guess my question though is kind of just for students and stuff
Yeah.
like that might not know who the heck you are, right?
Yeah.
Be like, who is this random guy, this president that I don't know? So like, who is Dr. T? Like, who is Dr. T that you would like tell the
question.
Yeah.
That's a very loaded.
Well, I'm
question.
not wanted in any states as of now.
Well, that's
that's
good.
good to start right
All
there,
right.
right? No, so yeah, I think if, I'm. It's a good question. I don't know. I mean, I grew up in Germany. That might be an interesting fun fact. So I grew up in
I
Germany.
did remember that. That was very cool.
I've always had a passion for education. I think when I was in undergrad at upstate New York, I was walking on campus and I was an RA. I played a little soccer, and I just dug the vibe. And I said, I think this is kind of the work that I want to do. I didn't know what that meant. I taught for many years on the faculty side, so English business, leadership at community college level, university level. And then really I came home one day after teaching and I told my wife, I said, I think I figured out what I want to be when I grow up. I want to be a college president, and particularly
I
wanted to, it wasn't like I was 10 and ran down for breakfast and said, Mom and Dad, I want to be a community college president. Like, what? No, but and then I went and I started exploring doing a doctorate, and I went to the University of Illinois Urbana-Champaign, and it took me 10 years. So for students out there, and I know it's all relative, but it took me 10 years to get that degree because of family and work and all the things that you're trying to balance, and finally got done with it after requesting extensions and all that good stuff. And then as soon as I graduated, I started putting my apps out for presidencies, and I had some opportunities, and the one that I felt the most connection to was in Liberal, Kansas, in Seward County Community College. I remember driving out of that interview. We were there for a couple of days, my wife and I. And I said, if they don't call me back, I'm going to be really ticked, because I just felt a really great connection with the community, with the campus. And I spent a little over 5 years there. Before becoming president, I was a chief academic officer. I worked over at St. Louis Community College for about 4.5 years as a dean. Was in the Upper Peninsula of Michigan. If you've never been to the Upper Peninsula of Michigan, it's about 10 hours direct north of us, and 300 inches of snow a year, average summer temperatures in the 70s. Wow. It's a beautiful part of the country. But I lived up there and worked up there for a little over 6 years, and it was quite an amazing experience. And then from there to Kansas, and then Kansas back here. So I got one brother, lived in Israel for many years. He's now back in Pittsburgh area. Originally from upstate New York. Yeah, I mean, love sports, love soccer, love ping pong. We just got a bunch of ping pong tables delivered, so those are going to be spread across campus. So if you're interested in ping pong or foosball,
that's really cool. Yeah.
Yeah, we got a couple out here right outside the studio here over in the Commons. There's going to be a foosball table ping pong. There's going to be a ping pong and foosball over in Riverbender Arena. And I think there's going to be one over in the old faculty cafeteria, which is over in Reed, I think.
Okay. Yeah.
But I don't know if that answers the question. But I like to say to students, hey, if there's ever anything that students need, or just want to have a conversation or share feedback, I'm always going to be accessible and available no matter what. So.
Because you're kind of like the main guy.
Yeah.
So let me kind of ask you this, because I'm kind of curious. What does your job kind of consist of? Like what is a president on a college?
So I think the biggest part of the kind of the main guy sort of role is being sure that there's a clear vision and direction for the college. And so we focus on, not to get boring, but we focus on kind of 4 areas that we all kind of agreed upon as a campus about 2.5 years ago. So we're obviously focused on like enrollment and kind of, and with enrollment though, it's not, let's get as many enrollments as we can. I mean, that's good for us. And we've been up the last couple of years, which is really positive for the college. But it's really about access. And like, so if you think about your own experience as students, like what could make it better? Like, I know we have things like online, we have some blended options, but now we're looking at things like competency-based ed. So if the two of you are in a class, like who's to say it needs to take 16 weeks? Why couldn't it take 10 weeks or 8 weeks? And so that would really be up to you in terms of making that progress based on your expectations in your environment.
Yeah.
So it's really driving the vision and direction and making sure that you're connecting the dots between resources, between people, between students, and always making sure it's focused on students. That does probably sound cliche, but I mean, we're only here because we're here to help all of you as young adults, as even non-traditional students, whoever it is, have an opportunity to gain some new skills, have some fun, get experience like this, which is really awesome. You guys are like really doing an amazing job. And yeah, and then I do have a lot of meetings, but the meetings are really like strategic. I meet with a lot of community members, community leaders, trying to build advocacy for the college, legislators. I mean, the main complex, that money came about because, of advocacy from legislators and really going to Springfield and saying, hey, listen, we really need this for the campus because this is the heart and soul of the campus. And so
it's literally
all
like
of
kind
that
of falling
stuff.
apart. Yeah,
Yeah, I
almost.
mean, literally, that's goes back, God, I mean, it's crazy to think 150-ish years.
Yeah, at least.
But yeah, and I have a great executive team, 4 vice presidents. I call them my sisters, these 4 amazing ladies who help lead around academics, operations, finance, and students. And everybody is really focused on advocating for all of you. And so, and it's a pretty complex organization. We have, with full-time and part-time, probably around 500, a little over 500 team members. So some you don't see every day. Some are part-time, some are full-time, some are adjunct faculty. So if you're not taking a class in a certain area, you might never see that person. But there's a lot of people behind the scenes that make this place work. And, as president, I think that maybe the kind of putting a cap on that is, trying to inspire and encourage and lead that vision forward to where everybody feels connected to the work. And so, yeah, it gets it's pretty crazy, to be honest. It's busy. And sometimes, like life, you get frustrated. You're trying to get this done, that done. And it's just all a matter of being patient and trying to just be a good leader and a person who people can say, hey, I want to follow that person, or I want to be part of this. And that's really, I think, where my role comes in. So.
Yeah. I do have a question, though, about the main complex, because this has kind of been a big deal on campus, is that the main complex for the last, it's been like 3 or 4 years now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Where it's just like, it's like falling apart, the mold and all that and everything.
I think it's just like the age of the building.
It's the age of the building, and it's no pun intended. It's a complex situation, right? It's the building is obviously an older building, and so because of the investment required to repair and adapt that building to the future, it takes time, and so we've fortunately had an opportunity to work with the state, and they awarded us actually $37.5 million. The college came up with the other $12.5 million, and right now we're in sort of this scoping out the project phase, working with an architect Hastings and Chavetta, and they've been amazing. But yeah, it's a long process. But I'll tell you that, yeah, I mean, I'll just say it this way without maybe saying too much. It's just long overdue.
Yeah.
And perhaps could have been addressed
forever ago. Yeah.
But it's one of those nuances. I mean, it's like
the bureaucracy
you fix your
of it
car
as well.
and then 4 weeks later something else goes wrong. So, I mean, I think we've done a good job of maintaining it, but it's hard to keep up with something that, hey, we painted this wall, then you turn around and go, oh my God, that pipe burst, and then you turn around, which we had some of those issues too in the main complex. Last Christmas, we had all the pipes burst in the library, and now, if you haven't been over to the library, it's quite amazing.
Yeah, you guys have. That's kind of been the one part of the main complex that's now actually kind of modernized.
Kind of modern, yeah. And that actually helped us a little bit. I mean, unfortunate, but it helped us because we were able to get that done sooner. And then we've had like little issues here and there, like that have come up. And
has it been difficult to like plan out how you're gonna remodel the building because it's so old?
So we had a team. We have one of you asked about the last question about president. So one of the kind of concepts we put forward is these mover teams, which are kind of these active teams that kind of come together and really help plan out, work together, which is a big part of my philosophy and approach as a leader, is that everybody has a role in making it happen. Everybody's voice matters in that process, etc. Your battery.
Did it just die?
The battery died.
Okay,
Where did we leave
we're
off?
back.
We're back by popular or unpopular demand.
Unpopular demand. Oh my gosh.
All right.
But one of my questions I had about the main complex is, I know one of the biggest things that's been just hitting everyone is inflation.
Yep.
And I know you get approved for
Yep.
however much, 37 million, 50 million, right? And then a year later,
Yeah.
that money is just like worth nothing almost. So, well, not worth nothing, but definitely
right.
makes a big deal.
So there is an inflationary factor of around 12-ish% that the architects built in. And what we're trying to do to reduce that is, rather than the project, say, extending for 4 years, we're trying to cut that in half by making some decisions around, for example, like our original thought was, let's phase this in. So we'll do like part A of the complex, part B of the complex, part C of the complex, simply put. But rather than doing that, we just shut down the whole thing, move everybody out, get it done in a couple of years. And then that ultimately saves 2 years off the project, which in effect saves inflation. So rather than, going till say 28 or something, we can try to get the project done in 27 or 26. But I will tell you that absolutely the inflationary factor is a huge one. So like 37 million could have gone a lot farther 10 years ago than it did now. We're trying to, though, be very mindful of the design and some of those decisions that we're making. And even going so far as so the project has kind of got 3 tiers. So there's I don't remember which way it went. I think tier 1 was like, we're going to do basic renovation, like maybe redo some drywall, move some things around. And that was all strategic, and certain parts of the building that didn't have as much of that need.
Yeah.
And then going to tier 2, tier 3 being sort of a major renovation. So there are certain spaces in there that will be pretty major, like around the enrollment and admissions area, bookstore area. I mean, there's quite a few spaces that were just basically going to be completely reimagined. And hopefully hopefully by spring, we'll have some pretty clear drawings and renditions of what this is going to look like. And we'll probably share that with the students and obviously with the campus and get their feedback. But yeah, it's a lot. You'd think, wow, $50 million project, but
oh yeah,
it's like you can spend $50 million.
You can spend
in
a
snap
lot of money when you're
fingers.
doing something like that.
Yeah, like the biggest renovations.
Yeah, and then things that we might not be able to get to that are like that tier 1, we can come back to those over the years on our own. As a college, just making those investments on our own to meet the needs. So yeah, it's all good. But
have you guys been? Because obviously, since the main complex has been down, when did it end up closing down? I believe.
21-ish?
Like 20, yeah, it was years
fall
ago.
of 21. This is one. Well, we tried to reopen it, and then had all the mold stuff happen, and then we ended up. It was fall of 21, so it'll have been 2 years.
Yeah, when I started here, it was still open, and my classes were in the main building in side rooms.
Yeah.
They were really hot. I'm not gonna lie. There was my teacher left the door open, and she had this big box fan that she would just have flying.
And that's a big part. I mean, it'd be the HVAC, all of that. That
needs to be redone.
It's all going to be redone, and it's modernized, and it takes a lot. Basically, going to gut that whole building for the most part. I mean, there's 4 buildings connected.
Is everything going to have to move? I know I've heard a lot of talks about everything is going to eventually have to be moved out of there.
Yeah, yep, and then move back in once everything is done. I mean, it's a long process in part, and this isn't a negative because the state's been very supportive, but it's a bit bureaucratic, it takes just time when you're working with government agencies, and that's just the nature of it. But because they're managing a lot, I mean, but it's like, hey, we need to move this forward. I mean, we'd love to get this done in 2 years rather than 4 years, or we'd love to, get feedback from them in a week rather than 6 weeks. But I guess, you can't kind of criticize the hand that sort of is helping us, right? So it's like,
and that bureaucracy is just kind of the game of it.
It's the nature of the game, and we just have to learn to dance, and just but the good news is we have momentum, and it's going to be a remarkable process and progress, and ultimate. When we have that grand opening in years to come, it's gonna be cool, and then I've also had a chance to meet some of the graduates of Monticello College, which was Lewis and Clark
yeah.
up until 1970. And they're amazing ladies. I met with a few recently. One was 92, and they have all these amazing stories. If you ever want to have somebody really interesting on the podcast, besides me, right, is one of those graduates. Our graduation speaker last year from DC graduated in 1954.
Oh, wow.
And she was amazing, and just her story of how she got here, and she got 2 years of education here, and then went on for her life. It's pretty remarkable. And so we have a really rich history as well, and so that main complex really becomes more symbolic as the heart of this institution, and quite frankly became sort of the heart of Godfrey for many, many years, especially early on. And then as we grew, community grew, and things kind of go hand in hand. So
So I do have one thing I'm very curious about when it comes to all this renovations and stuff, right? Because once we start moving things back into the main complex, right?
Right.
I love the main complex, but there's this one very glaring flaw about it that really, I don't know if it's just me personally, but I feel like a lot of students probably have this issue, is there's like no parking relatively close
to the main complex.
To the main complex. You have like basically these two choices. You can park on the other side of the road and do that, and there's issues with that, right?
Yeah, so
And
parking is conceptualized to be part of the renovation, but we might do some of that on our own as an institution based on cost.
Okay.
But I agree. That's a little bit of a,
I know with more enrollment too, there's like, even today, parking was like, there's so many students.
The parking lot right outside of the music building is like, that is a just prime real estate for parking.
Yep.
It's like you can never get a spot there. Like if you're getting a spot there, it's because someone literally pulled out. Like today I parked there and I got a spot because someone was like
It's like parking in Chicago, right?
It's good.
It's like going around the block 14 times. Oh, somebody moved.
And it's kind of frustrating because it's like I feel like the parking is supposed to be for like the music area.
Right. But
and
everybody,
then it just gets filled with everything else, and it's like, what do you do?
Yeah, so we're working on the parking, working on wayfinding, so new signage around campus so people can find their way. And then, of course, in the main complex itself, there's going to be some really innovative wayfinding when that's all evolved. But, there's a lot of work, But, the good thing, too, about parking is so we're 2 years in a row, we've increased our enrollment, and that's the first time we've seen growth since 2016. So we're really happy to have all of you back as students, and for us to also have this vision of being more flexible and open. And it's exciting. This is the most exciting time to be in this work, I think, because it's, I don't know.
There's
it's
a lot
like
going on.
it's a lot going on.
Things are coming back. People want to be socializing. That's going to be a whole.
Get rocking and rolling. And LC is an awesome place, and so much potential. And so keep spreading the word, and keep doing what you're doing too as students. And this is amazing. You guys are doing awesome work.
Yeah, I will say the marketing that you guys have been doing lately is flawless.
Is
been
good,
seeing some really good stuff. Everywhere.
Yeah, we have another one launching soon.
Yeah.
with some alum that are going to be helping us out with some really cool stuff, and so we're hoping to launch all that. It's in process now, actually. The plan right now is probably launch all that in the February timeframe for next fall. So it'll be pretty cool. But so
you guys are awesome. So you guys are planning on doing a little bit of parking.
Yeah, that's kind of in the mix. Absolutely.
Fair enough.
Absolutely. Of course, you'll be long gone doing a nationally syndicated podcast, both of you, by the time parking. Like, God, they finally got parking, and I'm like living in LA, man,
news.
Doing this podcast.
Elsie finally has parking. That's crazy.
That'll be the title of your podcast. The college I went to finally has parking,
Yeah.
But yeah, you've been a really cool president. So the last 3 years, just getting to know you and stuff. And I think you do really care. I do know we starting this semester we finally got the bistro to go.
Yep.
We got that in the Reed Library. Yep. Are we planning on getting more of those?
Yes, it's in the works. So we're looking at, there's some other vending options too that we're looking at, but absolutely. And there's even some soft talk. I mean, I'm pushing it a little bit, and I say soft in the sense that we're still strategizing this, but we're probably eventually going to make a decision that will bring some sort of food service back to campus.
Really?
Yeah. But it's still, there's a lot of nuances that go with that or the other option is that we just partner with like restaurants in the area, whatnot, that will be kind of our provider because it gets a little tricky to have. You got to have certain things in place, and it can, and traffic patterns are also unique with U.S. students. Like when would be a good time, and so the vending option becomes a more flexible option. And by the way, there are other levels of those vendings that we could do that could provide some more variety. And so far, what I'm hearing is like there's like sometimes a line to get the vending over in the, and so
people
that's
really like them.
Yeah. So,
one thing we're gonna do,
and they're convenient and easy, and boom.
Yeah.
So
It's right there.
So, but keep on that one with me because we want to keep evolving that, and I want to hear from students in terms of what you're seeing or thinking or what might work better. Yeah, but we're also thinking about doing more free food opportunities on campus. So like Jimmy John's Friday, free subs for the students. So if you're here between 11 and 1, grab a sub, something like that. So
I know a lot of students are pretty financially financially stable. A lot of them are here on like FAFSA.
Yeah, yep.
And I know a lot of them are just like, we really want affordable food options.
Yes, yep.
And if that is something that can be offered at college, I don't even know how much of that could be even like a profit thing, or if it could just kind of run it like an even or something. Because as I said,
like on the vending, we get a certain percentage back, but that goes right back into like
managing the vending.
Yeah, it's not like we're
making
he's getting like checks
no,
for $36.
I don't think you're.
Hey, is there profit in from the food? No, it's.
But definitely something to try and get even more and more affordable food options.
I think
on
it's hard
campus.
right now because even the stuff in like grocery stores, even affordable right now.
Everything's gone
way
just way out of whack.
I was watching. It's been like a 107% increase on certain things, like eggs and stuff, in like the past 4 years.
It's crazy.
Everything has to cost a lot of money.
99 cents to like $6. It's insane, the inflation. After
I remember
the pandemic.
back in the day, things were.
We definitely need more food
cheap.
options. It's like. I remember I was like trying to find the bistro to go the other day, and I was like, "Where is it?" And it's like it was in the Reed Library, and I didn't see it. I walked past it.
Yeah.
So we definitely need more. Definitely need more bistro to go. We're gonna actually have a segment on our podcast. What we're gonna do is we're gonna like try different things. From it.
Honest review.
And we're gonna honest review. Like if we think it's bad, we're saying this sucks.
Is bad.
Don't buy that.
Where's the garbage can? Right?
Sorry, LC, but we gotta tell the students our honest opinion, which I think is gonna be a really fun. I think that's gonna be really fun.
That'll be fun.
A really fun segment.
So you guys are gonna try to do the podcast about once a week? Is kind of your plan?
I think we're gonna do about every other week.
Every other week,
so like twice a month.
Okay,
we'll see what we can do.
I'm hoping
we're gonna kind of play it by ear.
And where will it be hosted? Like everywhere podcasts are available. You're gonna try to get it on.
Yeah.
Is the hope. I make the paper. I lay out the paper. Yeah. So I want to try to get us certain little ad spaces in there for promotions and stuff. If you want your podcast promoted, I do make all the ads.
Yeah.
We could totally
do ads.
Let's do it. I'll buy an ad.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
I just finished all the ad stuff today.
Sold another ad
so
on the podcast. So you're doing
September edition?
Yes.
And will there be an October edition?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. There's a September, October, November, and December.
Yeah, we got
an
4.
October.
What are those dates? You know what? I'm gonna look them up right now.
I don't know.
Just so I
Can you do like a QR code on there?
Oh yeah.
That's what we're gonna do.
Okay,
because if you get one in the paper, you get a free digital ad. So then, like, it's all QR codes. That's our pitch this semester.
Me going through trying to find your email, which has been my go-to. Oh my gosh, I'm getting okay. Here we go.
I sent everyone the print dates.
So we got one for September 19th. That's gonna be coming up here. September 19th. That's the next paper. We got October 10th.
Okay.
Yep.
November 7th. And December 5th.
Okay.
Yep. And the December one is a quick turnaround from the October one because we have to get it out before campus closes.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
So it's a lot. It's good, though.
It's going to be a fun time.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
We could.
Oh, no.
That's where we, hide everything up there, right?
Yeah.
falling down.
So it's gonna be a great time. I'm very excited for this podcast.
Yeah.
It's gonna be super.
It'll be
cool.
good, yeah. And whatever else you need, let me know, and I'll get you both on mine too. I'll reach out.
So where can
good.
people find you?
So I'm over in Erickson, but I'm always on campus. I'm just I mean, Dr. T at LC is my email. So students, that's easy for you to remember. Dr. T
is that
DRT at LC.
There you go.
All right.
So that's easy. That's an
Do
easy
you got
way to
any
get
social medias?
I do. I have Instagram. So I have actually I have 3 Instagrams.
Okay.
I was gonna say I feel like you have more than one.
Yeah, I have multiple
Because you have your
accounts.
the podcast one is separate, isn't it?
Yeah, so the No Box Podcast, so all one word, the No Box Podcast is one. And then Lewis and Clark, so Lewis and Clark CC _ Prez is my work one or here. And then Dr. T _ 101 is my personal one.
Cool.
All right.
Yeah, so
And we'll have all those linked down below, or however we do that.
Yeah, I don't know how we're doing
I think
that.
everyone.
find me on social media. Yeah, please.
Cheers platforms all have descriptions, right? So no matter
Yeah.
what, I think so.
just type in like my name.
I know YouTube does. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't always know about Spotify and whatnot. So, but we'll get
that's
there.
the best
Yeah.
way. That's really what I kind of go to pretty much all the time. So is
Yeah.
my
Yeah.
Instagram. So,
I
but
think I
yeah,
follow all of them.
I do, and you,
Yeah.
you follow all of
Yeah,
mine.
I think
always
you follow all
get.
mine.
I get like 50 notifications, and it's Dr. T liking all my stuff.
yeah, man.
It's so funny. It's
Gotta
literally
share
the
the love,
funniest
right?
thing.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
And
good
it's-
to be involved though.
It's a good flex. I always love being like, yeah, I got the president of the college
Yeah,
liking
everyone-
all my
yeah.
Instagram posts. I know I'm super cool, right?
yeah.
So,
Hey, right on.
but yeah, that's super cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
And we'll definitely have to have you on again as well once we get
Anytime,
into
just
Yeah,
let me know.
for sure.
Once you get flowing and just you got some time, I'm happy to do it. And
Yeah.
I'll get you guys on mine. We'll do that. Maybe we'll try to do that like later this month. I'll
Yeah?
I'll
Yeah, that'd
get
be
it
super
scheduled.
cool.
Yeah.
Get
the.
some-
Yeah, cool.
I'll have my
Student
people reach out to your
perspective.
people. We'll get it set up.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course, our agents.
Our agent, as in my email that I answer.
Yeah.
that you forget to CC me
That
on.
I
so
forget this. Oh my! I hate email. I always forget how to do it.
he texted me. He let me know yesterday. Hey, we're filming in a different room.
Okay,
Okay.
okay,
All right,
yeah.
I'll be there. It's like 9 p.m.
It's like we're flowing.
Like,
and
yeah,
I'll be like, all right, I'll
it's
be
fine.
there.
Don't worry. It'll be
I'll
great.
show up.
Yeah, but thank you so much, Dr.
No,
D.
Yeah,
Dr.
thank
Traska.
you.
Really awesome to see you both and keep up the great work. And anytime you
Yeah.
need anything, let me know.
Yeah.
All right.
And that goes for all our viewers as
Yes.
well. If you need
Yes.
anything,
Thanks, everyone.
Dr. T is always
please,
available.
Yes, yes.
and that's a Dr. T DRT at lc.edu.
Yes, so
Yeah.
reach out anytime.
And
See
go
if-
check out his socials. Go check out his podcast.
This
It's
podcast
super
is
cool.
really good. I have listened to your podcast.
I
Sweet.
haven't. I should do that.
Really?
It's good. You're missing out.
I miss. I'll listen to it. I'll listen to it when I get some time.
Awesome.
But awesome.
It's really relevant if you like teaching.
Fair enough. Fair
Education
enough.
and
Thanks so much, Dr. T.
Yes,
I-
Thank you, Dr.
both.
T.
Awesome. Thank you. All right. You
Awesome.
both take care of yourselves and reach out anytime. All right.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
See you next time.
Thank you.
Thanks. All
Thank
right.
you.
All right. All right. I'm out. I'm off to the next thing. See ya.
All right.
Thank you both.
Awesome.
All right.
Woo.
I don't know what
That
to
was
do
awesome.
now.
Yeah.
So you can ask him to come back in and pause this one.
Okay.
Woo.
We should probably transition to like the end.
Yeah.
So, okay, guys. Okay, this is the end
This
part.
is the
3,
end.
2, 1.
One.
Yeah.
All right.
This is we're that. I hope
was great.
That was a great podcast. Yeah. We are so. Oh,
It's scuffed because we've never done this before.
this is. I know. I should mention this. One thing I want to do for the next podcast, which.
Okay.
Oh, I forgot. We got to give a huge thank you. Huge thank you
Oh, yeah.
to the radio broadcast club. I forget what they're called. WLCA. It's literally right here on this.
Oh.
It's WLCA. Yeah, literally. Thank you so much, WLCA, for letting us use your equipment.
Mr. Lemons.
Mr. Lemons, Mike Lemons, the head of the WLCA.
Literally.
Literally amazing. Thank you so much. We
Yes.
highly appreciate you.
This literally would not happen without without them.
This is a temporary studio. So we're not gonna be in here. We're gonna be in the official. They're gonna have an actual podcast studio. That's gonna be insane. It's
I'm
gonna be
super
so
excited.
good. It's gonna be so. This has been super scuffed. It's been great, but it's been scuffed.
It's because
right?
it's the first one. The first one is always scuffed.
So, but oh my gosh, when we're gonna be in the big studio, it's gonna be so cool, so sweet.
It'll be amazing.
So stay tuned for that. It's gonna be really
Yeah.
cool. Another thing I want to mention. So huge thanks to
Dr. T.
Dr. T
for being on our
Thanks
podcast.
so much, Dr. T, for being here.
He
Literally
was very
amazing.
responsive, and we told
Literally.
him that we would like to get this out before the paper, and he went, "Yeah, let's meet next week."
let's
So
do
he was
it.
really on top of it, and
Yeah,
like was really on it and wanted to help out. So that was awesome.
that's super cool. So yeah, so super shout outs to Dr. T. Make sure to go check out all the stuff down below.
Yes.
Go check out WLCA. I don't know exactly which radio.
I think it's 89.5.
Is that AM or FM?
AM.
AM. So 89.5. Go check them out. WLCA. Super cool.
They're on all day. They never
yeah.
stop playing music.
I literally see it right now.
Yeah,
it's
it's
on
literally-
this screen. I just see it going down the list.
Yeah, it's automated, so music is all
Yeah.
day. I know there's obviously probably breaks and stuff like that, but
Yeah.
yeah,
But-
I know a lot of students get to put their own like playlists and stuff in there too,
Yeah,
which is really cool.
Super cool.
Get to hear everybody's styles.
So
and
shout out
things.
to WLCA for making all of this possible. They're gonna be using their podcast studio when it's done. This is not their podcast studio.
No, this is like a temporary.
This is like a temporary kind of just.
I will say it's really cute in here.
It's very nice.
like this. They have this blue table. There's you can't see it, but there's a paw print down here on this desk.
Yeah,
It's really
yeah.
cool.
They're like, so if anyone's like wondering what their podcast studio is, this is not it. Okay.
No,
Promise.
not yet.
So-
They have moved here though. As we were
I
talking with Dr.
literally
T.
asked them yesterday. They were like, "Yeah, when are you thinking about recording?" I'm like, "Could we record tomorrow at noon?" And they're like, they just had that like look of just, bruh.
Yeah, this was kind of last minute planning because we wanted it was just
The paper. I didn't realize the paper was happening so soon. So it's just like
Me
everything.
neither, and I'm the one who makes it. So
Yeah. So that's so. But everything's recorded. So everything's
everything's
great,
good. Everything's
hopefully.
great. Hopefully, it was good. Dr.
yeah.
was so great. We got a lot of info about what the campus is going to be looking like in the future, and like
yeah.
more about him personally. Should have asked him more about Germany.
We're gonna have also in the future when we're in the main. We're gonna have some segments. We're gonna have some cool segments. planned
Yes,
out.
we're gonna have segments. We want to have little sections of the podcast where we do different things. If you have people that you would like to see interviewed or anything like
Yeah.
that, let us know.
Oh my gosh. This is terrible.
The battery is out once again. This battery is out.
We're just gonna finish it.
Yeah, we're
audio
just gonna
only.
finish out audio.
Audio only. We're
Just
just
so-
YOLO. We're gonna have a trying the bistro to go foods here. That's gonna be super fun.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's
We want
gonna
to have
be
like
super
interviewing faculty, different students.
Cool.
I mean, we're gonna have a bunch of stuff.
It's gonna be great.
Excited about trying the bistro food. I haven't actually had any of it.
I've had one sandwich. It was pretty decent. It was
Really?
alright. Yeah, it was alright.
All right.
But yeah, guys, so that's gonna be the end of the podcast. Thanks so much for watching. Make sure
Yeah.
to
Check out our socials. that are
check out the
linked.
bridge.
Ooh, yeah.
Is it the LC bridge or LC? It's the LC bridge.
It's the LC Bridge on all platforms and www.thelcbridge.com.
Make
where
sure
you
to go check us out.
Yes, please. It's really
Please
cool.
do. Leave some comments down below. Wherever.
Like, I don't know
Wherever.
how you would leave a comment. Wherever we post this.
Yeah,
you
wherever
leave
we
a
post
comment.
this. We'll probably post this multiple places. Leave some comments down below on what you guys want to see.
5 stars. Give me 5 stars.
Give us 5 stars. Give us a like. Give us a
follow.
give us a
A
follow.
high five.
A high five.
I
Wherever.
don't know.
Yeah.
Recognize us in the hallway. I don't
Yes.
know. That would be cool.
That'd be super cool. Oh my gosh, you're the person from the podcast. That's so cool.
Yeah, do that, please.
But yeah, guys. And
We'll see
yeah,
you in whenever. Well, for you guys, it'll be 2 weeks, huh?
something like that. We'll figure it out.
Yeah, we got this.
Yep.
We'll see
But
you next time.
thanks so
on the
much, guys.
Salt and Pepper Podcast.
And that we should come up with some cool like outro that we say.
Let's come up with it right now. It's the end.
Okay, it's the end. It's gotta be super corny. Like, I'm Pepper,
And I'm Salt.
and that was a podcast. I like that. What do we say that together?
Okay.
It's like, I'm Pepper,
I'm Salt.
and that was a podcast. Take care, guys.
Bye.
Bye. I love that.
That was good. I like that.